The Predator King stood in silence for a moment, his gaze distant, as if haunted by the countless worlds he had witnessed fall. Then, with a heavy breath, he turned to Ahab. "I have come from a future where the Deacon consumed everything," he said grimly. The black goo spread like wildfire, mutating life, corrupting it, until all that was left were abominations and ashes. "I've crossed timelines, destroyed entire planets just to contain its spread." But nothing worked. The weight of his words hung heavy in the air, a grim testament to the battles fought and lost. Ahab stood firm. "You're saying Earth must die, but this one is different," he argued. "There are hybrids here, human and xenomorph, fighting the Black Goo's creations. They've wiped out hives, used weapons, even tactics. They aren't mindless. What if they're the key?" The king's eyes narrowed. "Hybrids?" he echoed. Ahab nodded. "I saw it myself in the ruins of a hive. Gunfire, tactical kills, and a queen torn apart, not by us." The Predator King lowered his head, whispering under his breath. "Every Earth I've visited, not one had hybrids." He looked up, something shifting behind his battle-worn eyes, a flicker of hope, or maybe just curiosity. Ahab stepped closer. "Give me one final stand," he said. "Let me lead the hunt. Let humanity and Yocha fight side by side. If we fail, if the hybrids fail, then you can destroy Earth, but not yet." There was a long pause. Finally, the king gave a slow nod. "One last hunt, Ahab. One for old time's sake." Ahab's mandibles tensed as he processed the weight of the king's words after agreeing to one last stand. "What did you mean by many Earths?" he asked. "How many times have you tried?" The Predator King turned away, his scarred frame outlined by the flickering light of the portal behind him. "It's a fixed point in time, a paradox, a loop that always leads to ruin." "Too many," he said, his tone lowered. "I've watched Earth burn 1,000 different ways. In each timeline, the Deacon rises." Ahab's eyes narrowed. "Then we were never meant to stop him? The Deacon was always born. But Earth?" He paused, jaw clenched. "Earth was always its target, always the starting point, always the fall." "No," the king replied, facing him again. "Every time I tried something different, destroyed the black goo early, eliminated the engineers, even killed David before he could create the first hybrid, it changed nothing." "But why this Earth?" Ahab asked. "Why come here again?" The question lingered, a challenge to fate and destiny itself. The Predator King stepped closer, placing a heavy hand on Ahab's shoulder. "I didn't know until now this timeline has something none of the others did. These hybrids you mentioned, this resistance, a mutation I didn't predict. I'm not here to save my universe, Ahab. It's gone. I'm here to save yours. The Deacon is coming, and this is the only place I've seen a flicker of something different." Ahab, for the first time in his long life, felt the chill of fate pressing against him. "Then we make our stand," he said. The Predator King stood before the gathered ranks of Yautja elites and elders, his towering figure casting a long shadow across the ancient stone platform. As he removed his helmet, every warrior in attendance dropped to one knee in reverence, bowing their heads to the most legendary hunter in their history, one whose name was etched into the walls of every temple across the stars. He raised a hand and silence fell. "This is not just another hunt," the king began, his voice like thunder rolling through the air. "This is the end of all things, unless we end it here." He looked each warrior in the eye, his expression grim but resolute. "If we cannot contain the threat of the Deacon on this world, this timeline, then we will detonate the fail-safe device beneath Earth's crust. We will end the chain of infection and perish alongside our prey. An honorable death, but a necessary one." A pause. Then a slow, rising growl began to echo among the warriors. It built to a roar of primal fury, shaking the very ground. "We will die with blades in our hands. Better to fall in glory than watch our bloodlines be corrupted." The Predator King nodded, satisfied. "Then prepare yourselves. Gather the hybrids, strengthen the humans. Every breath from this moment forward is a countdown to either salvation or extinction." The Yautja roared as one, pounding their fists to their chests. Ahab stepped forward. "Then let us give them a war they'll never forget." Out of nowhere, a thunderous boom shattered the stillness. The ground cracked as an engineer plummeted from the sky, slamming into the earth directly in front of the Predator King. The shockwave sent the king flying backward 15 feet, his armor scraping across the stone with a screech. As the Predator King rose, instincts flared. He sensed danger. A massive xenomorph king, lurking in the shadows, leapt from its hiding place, fangs bared and tail primed to impale. But before it could strike, the engineer reacted with terrifying speed and precision. Launching into the air, he soared above the xenomorph king, and in a single devastating moment came crashing down atop the creature's skull. The sound was sickening. With the weight of the engineer's titanic physique, it's as if its body weight was comparable to a 747 plane, but how could this be? The xenomorph king's body folded like an accordion, bones crushed, chitin cracked, and acidic entrails erupted in all directions. The battlefield went silent. The Predator King rose to his full height, locking eyes with the engineer. The air between them grew heavy, centuries of blood, betrayal, and vengeance woven into a single moment. Finally, the king broke the silence. "First you try to kill us with your black goo, forever mutating us into what you see, then hunted and killed my kind on sight. And yet, you just saved me." The silence lingered as the engineer stepped forward, his voice calm yet heavy with authority. "I am not your enemy," he said, his words resonating like ancient thunder. "And the one you seek to eradicate on this planet is the second of his kind. I am the first deacon, the prototype, the origin. The engineers called me the Archdeacon." Ahab, the Predator King, and the surrounding Yautja elites remained motionless, weapons still drawn, though now uncertain. Then, right before their eyes, the Archdeacon's body began to shift. His muscles expanded, bones stretched, and his towering form rose to nearly 20 feet tall. Veins of glowing blue and black pulsed across his skin as his molecular structure surged outward, and then shrank, folding back into his original size with unnatural grace. "We can manipulate our DNA and physical form at will," he continued. "That is why my weight crushed that xenomorph. We are the apex of molecular evolution, flesh, thought, and energy refined into one." He looked directly at the Predator King. "The Deacon you fight now was never supposed to exist. He is a rogue born of forbidden engineering, a byproduct of David's ambition and the engineer's darkest experiments. I've returned to set limits, to restore balance. The engineers will no longer pursue war against the Yautja. I did not come to conquer." A pause. "I came to warn you." Ahab narrowed his eyes. "Warn us of what?" The Archdeacon's expression darkened. "The deacon you face has learned to create more of himself, not clones, not copies, offspring, each stronger than the last, and he has discovered how to infect time itself." The Predator King's jaw clenched. Ahab's grip on his spear tightened. "The final war is not coming," the Archdeacon said. "It has already begun. Share, like, comment, and subscribe for the final chapters."